Now third lesson of geometry is about circle. So let's recall whatever we have studied in our earlier standard. Now this is known as the center of the circle. So this is the center. तो जो भी अपन पिछले स्टैंडर्ड में पढ़ा है उसको सब रिकॉल करो. इसको क्या बोलते हैं? सेंटर ऑफ द सर्कल. What is this which is passing from the center of the circle up to the circle, that is known as radius. The segment which is going from one end of the circle to the other end but passing through the center is known as diameter. And the segment which is going from one end of the circle to the other end is known as the chord. Diameter is also a chord because it is going from one end of the circle to the other end, and it is a longest chord. In a circle, the longest chord is what? Diameter. Now next, if two circles are there, if the radius of the two circles are same, supposing if this is also 2 centimeter, this is also 2 centimeter, then we say that the circles are congruent. Congruent circle. And here also two circles are there, but both the circle, one is big circle, the other one is small circle, both the circle are having common center, then it is said to be concentric circle. Now here also two circles are there, both the circles are intersecting each other, they are intersecting at 2 points, then they are said to be intersecting circle. तो सेंटर ऑफ द, इसको बोलते हैं सेंटर ऑफ द सर्कल. सेंटर से लेके सर्कल तक जाता है उसको रेडियस बोलता है. एक एंड से दूसरा एंड ऑफ द सर्कल से जाता है मगर सेंटर से पास होता है तो उसको डायमीटर बोलता है. और ये एक एंड ऑफ द सर्कल से दूसरा एंड ऑफ द सर्कल में जाता है उसको कॉर्ड बोलता है. तो डायमीटर भी कॉर्ड है. क्यों कॉर्ड है? क्योंकि वो एक एंड ऑफ द सर्कल से दूसरा एंड ऑफ द सर्कल में जाता है और वो सबसे बड़ा कॉर्ड रहता है सर्कल में. अगर समझो दो सर्कल है, दोनों का रेडियस सेम है 2 सेंटीमीटर 2 सेंटीमीटर, तो उसको बोलते हैं कॉन्ग्रुएंट सर्कल. अगर दो सर्कल रहेगा, उसका एक बड़ा सर्कल है और एक छोटा सर्कल है, दोनों का सेंटर कॉमन है, तो उसको क्या बोलते हैं? कॉन्सेंट्रिक सर्कल. अगर दो सर्कल एक दूसरे से इंटरसेक्ट होता है, ये इधर भी इंटरसेक्ट होता है, इधर भी इंटरसेक्ट होता है, तो उसको बोलते हैं इंटरसेक्टिंग सर्कल. Now on page number 47 an activity is given. Now in this diagram they have given point C is the center of the circle, DE is the chord of the circle, and segment CF is perpendicular to DE, and diameter they have given 20 centimeter and DE is equal to 16 centimeter. We have to find out CF. Now they have asked a question, which theorem and properties which are useful to solve this problem. So which theorem and properties are useful? The perpendicular drawn from the center of the circle bisects the, so perpendicular, supposing if this is a circle, this is a center and this is a chord, then perpendicular drawn from the center to the chord bisects the chord. That means it divides a chord into two equal parts. And radius, that we already know, the radius is half of the diameter. And the third property which we have used is that in a right angle triangle, that is Pythagoras theorem, in a right angle triangle, the sum of the squares of the perpendicular sides, that is this two sides, the square of this two sides, sum of the squares of this two sides is equal to the square of the hypotenuse. That is a Pythagoras theorem. So this three properties and theorem we will be using in this sum to solve, to find out CF. Now diameter, radius is equal to what? Radius is equal to half of diameter. Now already we know that diameter is equal to how much? 20 centimeters. So radius is equal to how much? Half into 20. So radius is equal to, that is CD, or radius is equal to 10 centimeter, that is CD is equal to 10 centimeter. So this CD is equal to how much? 10 centimeter. Now DE is equal to how much? 16 centimeter. DE is equal to 16 centimeter. So DF is equal to what? Half into DE. Reason what you will write? Perpendicular drawn from the center to the chord bisects the chord. The first one we used is this. Radius is half of the diameter. So this is one of the properties. Second property will be using this. Perpendicular drawn from the center to the chord bisects the chord. So DF is equal to how much? DF is equal to half into 16. When I cancel this with 2, I get 8. So DF is equal to how much? 8 centimeter. So which property I have used over here? Perpendicular drawn from the center to the chord bisects the chord. So we have got DF is equal to 8 centimeter. Now in right angled triangle CFD. So CFD is a right angle triangle because it's a CF is perpendicular. So now we will use a third property, that is Pythagoras theorem. So what we will get? CD square. Always the radius is the hypotenuse. So CD square is equal to DF square plus CF square. Reason what you'll write? Pythagoras theorem. CD is how much? 10 square is equal to DF is how much? 8 square plus CF square. Therefore 100 is equal to 64 plus CF square. Therefore CF square is equal to 100 minus 64. Therefore CF square is equal to how much? 36. Therefore CF is equal to how much? Root of 36. Therefore CF is equal to 6 centimeters. So root of 36 is how much? 6 centimeter. So we have used all these three properties in order to solve this sum. Now activity 2, page 48. In this circle, O is the center of the circle and QR is the chord and P is the midpoint of the chord QR, and QR is equal to how much? 24, and OP is equal to how much? 10. That is, this is 10 units. You have to find out the radius of the circle. Now to find the solution of this, that is to find the radius of the circle, which theorems we'll be using? One of those theorem is what? The segment which joins the center of the circle to the midpoint of the chord is always perpendicular to the chord. So it is always perpendicular to the chord. And the next theorem which we'll be using is Pythagoras theorem. So in this, P is the midpoint. QR is already given. QR is equal to 24 units. P is the midpoint. Of the chord. Therefore QP is what? Half of QR. Why? P is a midpoint. So QP is equal to half of QR. That is equal to half into 24. When you cancel, you get 12. Therefore, we have got the value of QP is equal to how much? 12 units. Now the segment, just now we had used the property, the theorem, the segment joining the center. The segment joining the center of the circle to the midpoint of the chord is perpendicular to the chord. So I had already shown you this. Since the segment joining from the center to the midpoint of the chord is perpendicular to the chord, therefore this triangle OQP is a right angle triangle. So triangle OQP is a right angled triangle. So we will use Pythagoras theorem. So OQ square is equal to OP square plus QP square. Reason what you'll write? Pythagoras theorem. This is how much? 12. So that is equal to OP is how much? 12 square. And QP is how much? QP is 12 and OP is how much? OP they had already given, it is 10. So that's equal to 100 plus 144. So that is equal to 244. So OQ square is equal to 244. So OQ is equal to how much? Root of 244. That's equal to 4 into 61. So OQ is equal to what? That is equal to 2 root 61. So OQ is equal to 2 root 61 units. So OQ is the radius of the circle. So radius of the circle is how much? Radius of circle is 2 root 61 units. Now activity 3, page 48, they have given that M is the center of the circle, segment AB is the diameter, and MS, that is this, MS is perpendicular to AD and MT is perpendicular to AC, and this angle which I have shown over here in red color, angle DAB and angle CAB are congruent to each other. We have to prove that chord AD is also congruent to chord AC. Now they have given some theorems over here in page number 48. The chords which are equidistant from the center are equal in length, and congruent chords of the circle are equidistant from the center. So out of this, which of the theorem we'll be using in this solving this problem? And the second one is the test of congruence of triangle. Which is the useful test of congruence of triangle? SAS, ASA, SSS, AAS or hypotenuse side test. So all these tests we have studied last year. So which of the following tests out of this, which of the one which we are going to use to solve this problem? So now they have already given that angle DAB is congruent to angle CAB, that is given. Now we will, instead of writing DAB, we will shorten it. Instead of D, we will take from SAM, not till B, we will take from here SAM, that is angle SAM is congruent to angle, instead of C, we will start from T, TAM, angle TAM. Let us take this as 1. Reason what we will write? ASD are collinear points, AMB are collinear points, and ATC are also collinear points. So A, reason is what? ASD, then AMB, AMB and ATC. So all these points are collinear. That is why we have shortened it. Instead of D, we have started from S and ended in M. And instead of C, we have started from T and ended at M. So let that be 1. Now we will take this two triangle, that is this triangle and this triangle, SAM and MAT. So in triangle SAM and a triangle TAM, one of the this we have already got the congruence, that is SAM. Angle SAM is congruent to angle TAM from 1. And the other angle is this 90 degree. Both are 90 degrees, so angle S and angle T will be congruent. Angle ASM is congruent to angle ATM. Why? Each measures 90 degree. And the other one is AM is congruent to AM, which is common to both the triangle. So seg AM is congruent to seg AM common side. Therefore, the two triangles, that is SAM, triangle SAM is congruent to triangle TAM by which test? AAS. This is angle segment. So AAS test. Therefore, triangle SAM is congruent to triangle TAM by which test? AAS test of congruency. Now if two triangles are congruent to each other, then all the remaining sides and all the remaining angles which is not congruent will now become congruent, which was not given as congruent. So all the remaining sides and all the remaining angles will also become congruent. Therefore this segment SM is congruent to TM. Therefore seg SM is congruent to seg TM. Reason what you'll write? CSCT, congruent sides of congruent triangle. Now they have already given seg MT is perpendicular to seg MS. Seg MS is perpendicular to seg chord AD. And seg MT is perpendicular to chord AC. That is already given. Therefore, both the chords are congruent to each other. Chord AD is congruent to chord AC. Reason what you will write? Chords, they had given two reasons. The chords which are equidistant from the center are equal in length. So the chords which are equidistant from the center are equal in length. Now they have asked a question, which theorem we had used to solve this problem. One of the theorem was this: the chords which are equidistant from the center are equal in length. And the other theorem which we had used, AAS test of congruency. So these two theorems we had used to solve this problem. Now since SM is equal to MT, that is if this is 2 centimeter, this will also be 2 centimeter. If any chord, the chord AD and chord AC are equidistant from the center, they are at equal distance from the center, that is 2 centimeter from here, 2 centimeter from here. Therefore the chord has to be congruent to each other. So if they are equidistant from the center, then the chords will be equal in length. Now take a point Q Only one single point. How many circles can you draw from a single point? Many circles you can draw. That is infinite circle. What is the meaning of infinite? Many circles can be drawn. If you take 2 points, how many circles can you draw? Here also many circles can be drawn. That is infinite circles can be drawn through 2 points, as well as infinite circles can be drawn even from 1 point. Now if I take 3 non-collinear points, what's the meaning of non-collinear points? All the 3 points are not in a straight line. Then how many circles can you draw? Only one circle you can draw from 3 non-collinear points. Now supposing if I take a segment AB and draw a perpendicular bisector of AB. What is the meaning of perpendicular bisector? Take a rounder and take the measure of the rounder more than the length of half of the length of AB, and keeping on A, draw an arc on the top and draw an arc at the bottom, and next time keep it on the point B with the same measure, draw an arc at the top and draw an arc at the bottom, and draw a line passing through both the arc. That is known as perpendicular bisector. What is the meaning of perpendicular? It is perpendicular to segment AB. And what is the meaning of bisector? It divides segment AB into 2 equal parts. So this is a perpendicular bisector of AB. Now if I take a point P on the perpendicular bisector and draw the blue circle, and taking P as a center and PA as a radius, draw the circle. Will it pass through point B? Yes, it will pass through point B. Now I'll take another point Q and draw the red circle with Q as a center and QA as a radius. Will it pass through point B? Yes, it will pass through point B. Why it will pass through point A and point B? We have studied in our earlier standard. Supposing if I take point P on the perpendicular bisector, then P will be equidistant from A as well as B. That is PA will be equal to PB. So point P, which is on the perpendicular bisector, will be equidistant from point A and point B. If I take another point Q, QA and QB will be equal. Why? Because point Q is equidistant from the point A and point B. So you take any point on the perpendicular bisector, it will always be equidistant from point A and point B. That is 2 ends of the segment. So here also hence PA and PB will be equal. Why? So how many circles? Why? Because the center is lying on the perpendicular bisector. How many circles can you draw? Infinite circles you can draw by taking any point on the perpendicular bisector. But of this infinite circle, where should be the center? The center should be on the perpendicular bisector. Then only you can draw infinite circle passing through the point A and B. Now next, if you take 3 non-collinear points, how to draw a circle passing through 3 non-collinear points, which you have studied in your 9th standard. So connect all this, draw segment connecting all this non-collinear point, and you will get a triangle. Then draw the perpendicular bisector of any 2 sides. If I'll draw the perpendicular bisector of AB. Now you know how to draw the perpendicular bisector. Same way how I have shown over here, same way you'll draw the perpendicular bisector. Now draw the perpendicular bisector of AC. Any 2 sides is enough. Both this perpendicular bisector meet at this point. Let us take, this is the circumcenter. So taking this as the center, take a rounder and place on the C and take the measurement length of the radius as CA, and you will see that the circle will pass through all the 3 non-collinear points, that is A, B and C, which you had studied how to draw the circumcircle passing through the 3 vertices of all of the triangle. So how many circle you can draw? Only 1 circle. Now if there are 3 collinear points, what is the meaning of collinear points? They are all in a straight line. Can you draw a circle passing through 3 collinear points? No. If I draw a circle, it is passing only through 2 points, not the third point. So no circle pass through 3 collinear points.